we've got a project that we picked up off the side of the road, y'all. When I was walking the puppies one day in late 2020, I found this here old TV dinner tray. It's wooden, and we drug it home. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and we're gonna fix it, but we didn't film it because it's a TV dinner tray, or some people just call them little tables. They kind of fold up. I don't know, but we fixed it where the little screws was wobbled out. We put some wood glue and some toothpicks, and then we were able to put the screw back in there, and it held steady, and everything was nice and fine. We put a new support brace on the bottom because it was missing its whole little bracey thing. Free, y'all. This was free. Okay? I'm laying next to somebody's trash can. I'm like, I'm going to take that home. I'm going to fix that. I'm handy that way. So I did. And now we're going to collage. We've sanded it all up. I didn't show y'all that part because it's sanding and the legs too, and fixing it, and then it had to dry, and then the studio had a busted pipe, and then everything just got all whatever. So we've worked on it now. We got it. I had it fixed before the studio froze, but anyway. So now we're doing the top, and that's mostly what we're doing is the top. Now you can do these things sort of like you do a journal page, y'all. Okay, or a canvas, I guess why not? And this is alcohol tie-dye deli paper. I do have a video on it, and if I remember, cross my fingers, I remember, I'll put a link in the upper right-hand corner and one in the description box below, which also shows a list of ingredients, y'all. Okay? Okay. Click on the phrase, show more, to see more information. That's where you can read stuff. Okay? And we're just using golden matte medium, the usual thing that I would use to collage anything except some really heavy kind of paper or fabric or something down. Anyway, fluid matte medium, y'all. Wonderful stuff. And just gluing that deli paper around, and it's just a whole lot. And I know I've said this in other videos, okay, but it's going to be true for this one. Rinse or wash. I can't even wash my hair right. Wash, rinse, and repeat, y'all. And it's a lot of the same thing, okay. And I do try to show you everything on top, okay. Do we have pictures in between here? I don't think we have any pictures in between. We just had the beginning pictures where I showed you where I fixed it. Oh, hiccup for a second there, y'all. And now we're putting on, all that's dried, and we're putting on a few more sheets, because sometimes if you keep going over the wet stuff like that, it will try to pull it back up and wrinkle it, which I didn't mind wearing wrinkles because I thought, oh, that had some nice character. So I'm just kind of trying to put it all around. Oh, and my deli paper is like a little over 12-inch square. They might call it 12-inch, but I actually think it's a little over 12 inches, okay, in a square. So we're just putting it everywhere. And of course the matte medium will dry clear, not shiny, because it's matte, so it won't be shiny. And I thought it was a serendipitous find. Excuse me. And, back in the old days, when you actually had TV dinners, they were frozen foods, y'all, way back in the 1900s. They were aluminum metal TV trays, and you would fold them out and you put your TV dinner on it so you could watch TV, or, while you're eating dinner, or lunch, or breakfast, or whatever. And let me tell you about those old TV dinners. Now, I remember them. I was a youngster, okay? I was little. Actually, I had to Google it to find out what they were, because I wasn't born yet. Okay? Okay. Everybody's 35. Anyway, you would get one of them frozen TV dinners, okay? And when you wanted to cook one, you had to cook it in the oven, because there weren't no microwaves back then, all right? And you'd have to preheat your oven, and you'd put your frozen dinner in there. Now, they're frozen, like hard, like a brick, okay? And they were, rectangular. All right, and you put it in there, and you would have to heat that sucker up for at least an hour. Some of them a little longer, okay? So these were supposed to be fast meals where you didn't have to cook nothing. You just pop your TV dinner tray in the oven, and when it was hot and melted and hot, you would take it out and eat it. But you had to put it in for at least an hour. It's the funniest thing. I thought it was weird then, and I still think it's weird now, because, most dinners don't take you an hour to fix. Well, if you're a box and can cooker like I am, usually, sometimes, always. Anyway, they'd take a while. And then you get your little TV dinner out, and you'd set it on your tray, and you'd eat it while you're watching TV. Because back then, most dining rooms were not, they were like a whole separate room with no TV in them. Because you was lucky if you had a TV. Now, I remember when we got our first, when we got our first color TV even. I had to Google when color TVs came out. Well, it's the funniest thing, because color TV had been available for a really, really, really long time. And there's a lot of shows. I always thought the whole shows were shot in black and white, but as it turns out, they were shot in color. Did I mention my mother's family, when she was little, they had the first television in town? Anyway, back to our TV dinner tray, because that's what I'm calling it, table. We're using stencils. There's the names are down below, and a link to the stencil place I got them from is down below. I'm not necessarily, and you go by or whatever. I just want you to know, because sometimes y'all ask me. And if you do have questions, just ask in the comments. I answer all my comments, y'all. Unless you're a troll, and not. So we're using student grade professional type tube paints, not craft paints, because this may be more exposed to the sun than let's say a journal page would be. So trying to do the edges, because I had not decided what I was going to do quite with the edges. All right. Of course, now I know what we're doing with the edges, because we already did it. And this is a script stamp. Y'all know I like scripts. Anyway, so we're just using the black on that. Just kind of more or less like you would do a journal page. Hey, Molly! Molly shows up. And I think you get to see my husband's feet, too, for a minute, because, yeah. And this was, did it a little different for me to film. I had to find I had to rig up a thing to hold my phone camera movie maker thing. So we did that. Guy. And I'm trying to make it so that it's not a specific direction that you have to use the tabletop TV dinner tray in. So it's not smooth, because some of my deli paper did wrinkle, and some of the paints on there is kind of it's not raised up, but it's a little bumpy. So it's not something you can't draw on a piece of paper on this table, okay? Because you're going to end up with bumps and stuff. You can't color on it either, because you could, but don't, because it's not a smooth flat surface, right? So we're doing that now. It's having to dry. Even though you see me use heat gun, I let it dry overnights and stuff like that, because I sometimes do more than one project. I'm not a fan of doing more than one project at a time, but sometimes you got to do it that way for drying time. Anyway, We had another sheet of deli paper that was in the same colors as that first one. So we are putting those on there too. Because sometimes, you know, when you do journal pages, you do, you kind of put your stuff down and then you bring it back up to same, you know, kind of thing. Up, down kind of thing. Anyway, my screen is glitching up. I hope yours is not. I so hope it's not. And again, we are using the same matte medium, okay? And that's going to knock some of the text, you know, script stencil sort of in the background. It's kind of obscure it. But we'll do some more, okay? So, TV dinners. Now they're fast. You just pop them in the microwave. I don't even think they call them TV dinners anymore. They probably call them something like skinny food because, you know, it's not necessarily so good to eat that you don't, yeah. And it's portion control. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, we don't have those very often. I know I said I'm a box and can cooker, but not so much a frozen dinner food person. Anyways, just smearing that out. I think it dries essentially these layers. So we did the 2 stencils. And that dried overnight. And then I came back and did the script the next day. And then I think I did this deli sheet in the same day. And then it dried over weekend. Pretty sure about that. And I'm trying to work in smaller sections as opposed to the first one where I did tried to do the whole top, and you know, I got a fan going because it's hot, it's summertime, so I got a fan going on out there, and it tends to make stuff dry ish. So we're just trying to do sections. Okay, I'm looking at it. Do I get it? Do I want anything anywhere else? Because I have a few little pieces over there and I'm going to use them because they're there. I'm just going to use them. And they are tore edges. I did try to tear all the edges. I'm not sure how well I succeeded, but in the end, if there was a straight edge on there, oh, sorry, y'all could hear that, you wouldn't necessarily notice it, okay? Heck on y'all. I just do that off and on. Okay, so now it's dried over weekend, okay? And now this is kind of a messy-ish kind of step. Now remember, this is not a porous surface. Well, even if it were a porous surface, we've got matte medium all over everything, so it'd be all sealed up. So we're going to use 3 colors. We're going back to that blue-green color, which is actually a metallic. I didn't know until I was writing the ingredients down. And then we're going to use this here lavendery type purpley color and gold. Real gold, y'all. And then I smooshed it all out. Got this big old blob I had to do something with. So I'm trying to do it really fast, and I turned the fan off. Pretty sure, not positive, just pretty sure about that. And I also kept a spritz water bottle over there next to me, even though I never used it. Okay, so I'm giving it just kind of a second to just kind of set up, just sort of tapping down a few places, getting some baby wipes out. I mean, this was pretty quick, y'all, because I didn't want it to dry too much, okay? And we are going back and using one of the stencils that we started off with. And I'm turning the baby wipes so I get clean areas, getting new baby wipes out, because, you know, you want to remove paint. You don't necessarily want to just smear it around, okay? So that's what we're doing. And again, I am trying to go fast. Oh, There's information. Oh, did I say that already? Description box plug. Click on the word phrase. Show more to see more information. Okay. Anyway. And sometime once I got it all kind of done, I kind of tilt the tray up, table, TV dinner tray, table, whatever you want to call it, y'all. So I could see if there's any areas I would like to try to scrub more paint off of. Okay. So we just do that for the remainder of the day. And just flipping the baby wipe around to get clean areas and get new baby wipes. And it was kind of messy, but not super messy. So if you have an aversion to getting paint or stuff on your ends, you might want to wear some gloves, okay? You should be able to find gloves again. Not as cheap as they used to be in the pre-pandemic days, but, you know, they're not as expensive as they were at the height of the pandemic days either, in my opinion, okay, my professional opinion. Now, I know I keep calling this a TV dinner tray. You don't have to use it to eat TV dinners on. You can use it to eat cooked dinners on, or sandwiches, or it can hold your laptop, or your iPad, or your tablet, or your mobile device. Okay? Just saying, you can. It's a little table. It folds up. I didn't show you it folding up, but it'll fold up. Okay? And you can fold it up and slip it behind a couch or a chair or under a couch or a chair, you know, and use it for whatever you want to use it for. You could even set a little TV on there, but I wouldn't do that because it might fall down. Photo montage. So no TVs on TV dinner tray. They're too flippy floppy for that. I appreciate each and every one of you kind comments, likes, shares, subscriptions. But most of all, I surely appreciate your valuable time. Thanks so much for watching, and happy arting, y'all. Eat food.